So you're thinking suburbs and you're wondering what you can get for $1 million. Getting $1 million home is actually tough these days, but today we're going to talk about Medfield, Massachusetts, one of my favorite suburbs of Greater Boston. And I'm going to share with you some listings that are on the market for under $1 million and have closed for just over $1 million. So first, let's dive into some specifics about Medfield. I'm Jane. I'm a realtor based in Wellesley, Massachusetts, and each week I share a video with breaking news about real estate in Greater Boston and the Metro West suburbs, and lots of fun facts to help you make an informed decision when you're beginning your home search. So remember to subscribe, and if you're moving here, please reach out as I would love to help you. So on to Medfield, Massachusetts. So Medfield is a town of about 13,000 people, and it's located south of Dover and Sherborne. It's Westwood and Needham, and it's actually doesn't really have any major highways running through it, which is of course good and bad. Good because it's a quiet little suburb. It's a little more challenging if you're commuting to, say, downtown Boston, because you're going to go over Hill and Dale to get out of town, or to a neighboring town to hop on the commuter rail. But still, it's inside the real division of what's Metro West is like outside of 95 and inside of 495. So you can see Medfield is smack dab in the middle of that area. And it is pretty convenient to 95 South, heading down towards where the Patriots play, towards Rhode Island, towards Providence, and not a terrible ride to Boston. Medfield has a lot of fabulous green space. There's this reservation called Rocky Woods. It's got miles of hiking and biking and places for dog walking. There's an absolutely beautiful rhododendron garden, which is managed by the trustees of the reservation, which is an organization that manages a lot of beautiful green spaces and walking trails in Greater Boston. Check their website out, trustees of the reservation. So lots of opportunities to engage in green space and walk and hike and feel like you're living in the country, even though you're just 5 minutes from downtown Needham, where there's 20 fantastic restaurants. There was a very large development of a mental hospital that was there for many years, and now that land is being developed into beautiful townhomes and condos, and there is still a really nice walking loop around that area as well. One of the best things about Medfield is their A+ rating on niche.com for their public schools. A good friend of mine was a middle school Spanish and French teacher, and I have plenty of friends who raise their kids in the Medfield school system, and they are definitely top-notch. They have a great reputation for getting kids into great colleges from Medfield High School, and a smaller size school, so more of an intimate feel. Unlike some of the neighboring towns, they don't share a high school with another town like Dover, Sherborne either. So they have a school system just for Medfield. So the next thing we're going to do, is my favorite part, is dive into some specific listings that are active on the market as of July 2023 and one that has recently sold. One thing that's been interesting is we have seen the market has slowed down a little bit, and overall, we've had just this wild spring market in Greater Boston. We have not had enough listings. We've had buyers fighting over a certain number of homes and things going over asking. And then usually what happens in that circumstance is that listing prices start creeping up, and the sellers are hearing that, and then they're listing things, and then the market kind of, first of all, I think buyers are exhausted. Maybe they're on vacation. They're not responding to these higher prices. So here's an example. This house on High Street has been on the market over a month, which is 2,300 square feet. It's a 3-bed, 1.5 bath Cape. High Street is one of the busier roads. It's busier for Medfield, but by no means what constant traffic pattern. But as you can see, it's a nice house. We have this beautiful kitchen with a professional range, stainless appliances. Honestly, if they had painted the cabinets white and updated their hardware in the kitchen, maybe that would have made a difference. But it's a nice, big, beautiful, got exposed beam. Like, I like the decor. You can see it opens out to a beautiful deck, and it's open to this nice family room. Beautiful hardwood floors, nice storage. So again, the homes that go for top dollar really quickly tend to have really neutral colors and look like everything on HGTV. So this seller didn't want to lower their price. Or then maybe if I were the listing agent, I'd say, hey, maybe if you want to neutralize some of your colors, that might put a different spin on your listing. Or I would say to a buyer, hey, listen, this is an opportunity for some cosmetic updates. If you made some small changes, you're going to get a deal on this house. Like, I think this is a value house. As you can see, there's woods outside and there's this nice big playroom. Could be an office. And there's a good old-fashioned Vermont wood stove. Nice big open foyer, good sized bedroom with a nice closet, nice and bright. Oh, I kind of like this one. This one I'd keep. I like a little touch of hot pink. This is a pull down to the attic, so there's a lot going on in here. But actually, this mural's fun for a kid too. So kind of surprising it's still here since the bath is in great shape. But anyway, that is one to watch. And, now we see, it's a cute classic New England cape. So if you've been on the market 33 days and you haven't reduced your price, then I would be recommending to my seller that they do reduce the price, or I would be going in with a buyer and saying, let's try going in, 5 to 7% off the ask price and see what happens. At least start the conversation. Now, Red Street is a nicely updated home that was built in the 60s. It's 4 beds, 2 baths. You do see larger lots in Medfield and some of the towns that we've covered previously. It's almost half an acre. This is a 1-car garage. So basically, this is a flip. It almost looks like a flip to me. Like someone tried to do some updates and see if they could sell it for top dollar, or maybe the seller just moved out before they put it on the market. But again, it's in nice shape. So for $900,000 to be 18 miles from Boston, I feel like there's some value here. And it's so boring to show you empty rooms. I'm just going to click on through. Not the most exciting pictures, but still a good solid house on a half-acre of land. Now, Causeway is an interesting street. One thing you got to know about Causeway, I had a listing here not that long ago, but there is a gun club. And the good news is here you are, you're near the Noon Hill Reservation trailhead, but there are a couple of gun clubs. And if you're way down, and I always say noise is so personal. So I always try to make people aware. I just had a different listing that I had buyers looking at, and it turned out to be on the same street as the gun club. So homes still go for top dollar, but it's just something from a lifestyle that maybe you don't want to listen to target practice. So one end of Causeway has this factor and one does not. So that would be something that I would definitely cover with my buyers. But as you can see, it's over 3/4 of an acre. It's 4 beds, 2.5 baths, and it is 2,200 square feet. This is typical. There's a lot of homes in Medfield built in the 50s, 60s, even some in the 80s. But this is kind of a typical colonial with a garage under, it has some nice landscaping, like all this stonework and this gate. Love that. You can guess where things are going to be, kind of that classic floor plan that people are looking for. Of course, we always like an open kitchen, family or kitchen dining area, and then a nice big stone fireplace with a wood burning fire. In New England, you'll still see a lot of wood burning fireplaces. The newer construction you'll see is turning to gas, but we New Englanders do love our fireplaces. Nice bathroom, and I love a screen porch. So this is not included in the square footage, but this is really like an extra room a few months of the year, if not 5 or 6 months of the year. Bedrooms are nice and big. This one has its own bath. So again, this actually has an accepted offer, so it's showing as contingent, but it did not sell right away. Oh no, yes it did. I take it back. This one did sell right away. It came on, it showed nicely, and it had an accepted offer just today, actually. Then the last listing I'm going to show you is 36 Orchard Street. And this is an example of the more heated market. It's on for $949, and it's sold for $1,072,000. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it's always fun to look at. It went under contract in 5 days. So with that, when it goes that quickly and that much over asking, we're going to assume it had multiple offers. So you still need to have a savvy realtor helping you through that process, trying to help you be competitive and craft an offer that will be appealing to the seller, because it's a lot about money, but sometimes terms are just as expensive. But you can see that this is kind of a step up. This has been the houses I just showed you around $900,000. This has beautiful barn style sliding doors, and this is a little bigger. This is actually 3,300 square feet, and it's in the Indian Hill neighborhood. But again, I love the exposed beams, the tasteful lighting, lots of dining, great for entertaining. Even people who never entertain, we always want to buy a house perfect for entertaining. Shows beautifully. So you can see these neutral beiges and grays are really forth a nice presentation of this house. So good for these sellers. They obviously knocked themselves out getting it ready. Love this porch with the cathedral ceiling. And as you can see, this was in winter. We always try to avoid having snow on our pictures if we can. But earlier in the year, the market was pretty heated, as I mentioned earlier. And again, not the most exciting house from the outside, but everything's where you want it to be. Again, you see some nice stonework, 2-car garage, and a nice large lot. If you're thinking about moving to Medfield or interested in hearing about any of the surrounding towns, please reach out, as I'd love to hear from you. So I hope that gave you an idea of what $1 million can get you in Medfield, Massachusetts. So please remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you soon.